Hey YouTube, had this idea, and I think you're all gonna like it a little bit. You've probably noticed if you've been in Walmart for the last couple of months in the sporting goods section, they have these new Champion AR500 steel targets. Now, I have never seen steel targets in Walmart before, so I was kind of glad to see them. They're a little on the pricey side, like $24 for this if I remember right. This is the 8-inch in diameter, 1/4-inch non-magnum pistol rated target. So I was shooting it with pistols, and I thought, you know what? Let's try a rifle round, just see what kind of damage it would do to the target. It's not what I expected. Not at all. It specifically says on here also, do not shoot with steel cord ammo. I thought, yeah, I gotta try it. They said not to do it. I gotta try it, see what it's gonna do. Okay, here are some of the guns that we're gonna be testing. Actually, this is all of the guns that we're gonna be testing, just to see what they're gonna do on this 1/4-inch thick steel target. We're gonna start out small. Ruger Mark IV in 22 caliber. Love this thing, just got it. I'll probably be talking about this more later. Then we'll move up to the 9mm. This is actually kind of what the target was made for, intended for something, you know, like the 9mm, the 40, 45. So we're going to shoot that, just see what it does, if it leaves any dent whatsoever. We're going to move up to rifle rounds a little bit. We're going to start out small though. This is the 17 HMR, one of my more favorite calibers. It's extremely versatile. So we're going to try that. It's a little tiny bullet, but it's traveling really fast, so we're gonna see what that does. You're gonna say, gosh, that's a weird looking AR, and it sure is, because I'm still working on building it. But we're gonna shoot it single shot with the M855 5.56 NATO ammo and see what that does, if anything. Moving up here, here's the SKS. This is a Russian SKS, 7.62 by 39. Same round the AK-47 shoots. Then 308 Winchester. And finally, 7.62 by 54 rimmed out of this M90-130 Mosin. Okay, let's talk about ammo. You're going to recognize several of these if you've been around guns at all, but I know for people that aren't as familiar and people that may not have seen some of these specific cartridges before, I always like to see in videos where they actually show the size of the cartridges in comparison. It's really handy. So we're going to start out, of course, with the 22 long rifle rimfire. If the camera will focus there we go. Then we're going to move up to the 17 HMR, just slightly longer cartridge. Let's compare these side by side. Slightly longer cartridge, but it is moving at a much higher velocity. Then we'll move over to the normal pistol round. This is just a steel cased standard 115 grain, I believe, full metal jacket. I'm trying out this steel cased ammo right now. It's a new thing from Winchester and it's super cheap. Anyway, that's the 9mm. Then we're going to move into the rifle rounds. And the main reason that I'm starting with the M855 steel core, and you can tell it's the steel core by the green tip on here. This is not an armor piercing round, by the way. Don't let people fool you. There's that. The reason I'm not shooting the standard 55 grain FMJ is because I have absolutely 0 of them left. I shot them all doing some testing on this new AR I'm putting together, and I need to get some more. But anyway, for right now, there's the 62 grain steel core. Then moving up to a 30 caliber, shorter case, bigger around. There's the back of the cartridge, you can see, and the bullets. You can tell the bullet on this one is much bigger. I actually don't remember the weight on this cartridge, or on the bullet rather. This is going to be shot out of the SKS, same round as the AK-47 shoots. Still pretty inexpensive to shoot as far as rifle cartridges go. But there's that. Then we're going to move up. These are kind of the mid-range cartridges, the two that everybody thinks of as being mid-range. Then we're gonna move up to the big boys. There is the 147 grain 308 Winchester full metal jacket. This is this is 7.62 NATO, which can be safely fired from a 308 chamber. Then, and this is debatable, and I'm not sure which actually has more power, but this is a heavier bullet for the 7.62 by 54 Russian. They are both 30 caliber bullets, but this is the 203 grain soft point. I'm shooting this particular round out of the Mosin because this one is non-corrosive. Most of my ammo for it is corrosive, and I really don't want to have to clean the Mosin after shooting just one round out of it. So there's the ammo. It's getting out of order. There's the ammo in order from smallest to largest. That's what we'll be shooting. Here's that steel target that I was telling you guys about. This is what was in that cardboard package. I've hung it using some paracord right now. I have chain, I just haven't put it on here yet. And I've painted it white so you can see it easier. You might be able to tell there's a little crater in the center, and that's been made by the rifle round that I shot at it so far. I bet you can probably guess which one that is. I tried it once and thought, hey, I need to make a video. Okay, first shot here. This is the 22 rimfire out of the Ruger Mark IV. I've only had this pistol for about 2 months. Let's try it out and see how it does. I'm shooting from a pretty long ways away, so I might take more than one shot. Let's get to where I can see the target here. Nope, hit it on the first shot. Let's go see. Okay, I hit this at the very bottom edge here, but most of the bullet impacted the target. It was enough to take off the paint, but there's absolutely no denting, no real scratching of the steel. Let's move on to the 17 HMR. Here's that 17 HMR. This is actually the 20 grain hollow point projectile. I don't like it quite as well as the 17 grain ballistic tip, so I'm going to actually show you both and we're going to compare them side by side. Here's the 20 grain. I'm going to shoot at the left side of the target with this one. Okay. I'm going to pop the mag out and pick up this 17 grain ballistic tip, or Hornady VMAX, that's what it is. Same difference. I'm going to shoot at the right side of the target with this one, and then we'll go compare them. I don't know why I shot so near the edge. Let me take one more. You guys can see I'm kind of sloppy without a sling. I'll show you later a good sling technique. Alright, second shot, 17 grain Hornady VMAX. There we go. All the way on the target that time. Let's go take a look. The splatters are they're different, and I'm kind of surprised by that. The splatter from the hollow point is actually quite a bit bigger. You can see it there. Still no damaging to the target itself, just kind of scratched off the paint. There's the 17 grain VMAX, a little smaller. There's both of them, you can tell. It's a little smaller splash from the paint. But still, no denting of the target. And that's what we expected. Now we're going to move on to the 9mm handgun. This will be the Taurus PT99. This one I'm going to go get ear protection for because it's quite a bit louder. And I'll use ear protection for all of the other rounds to follow because they are just too loud to shoot without it. Alright guys, we're back at quite a bit further distance. Well, the same distance we have been shooting at, but it's pretty far for this 9mm pistol. I've got 5 rounds of the 115 grain FMJs loaded up. Hopefully I can hit it. We're at about 45 yards. So I'm going to see if I can hit this plate. If not, we'll go up a little closer. Hey, we got a hit on the third shot. And getting up here, it is still swinging. Let's get my camera settings right. There we go. Okay, it's still swinging. You can tell that hit with a lot more energy. There's the impact, kind of at the bottom edge of the target. It was about the same as the 17 HMR, except it's got these splatters, these lighter splatters clear out just from all the dust. But again, no denting on the target. That's what we expected. That's what this target's designed for. All right, now it's time to move into rifle rounds. What I'm gonna do with the rifles, since I'm a little more accurate with those, I'm gonna try to pick them up. I'm gonna load them, pick them up in kind of rapid succession, and try to shoot a line across the target of the different rifle rounds, and then we'll show you them all at the same time. I've got a round in the magazine of each one of these 4 rifles. I'm gonna shoot them in fairly rapid succession, and then we'll go check the target. The 5.56 NATO. Remember, this is the steel penetrator core. And with that shot, I've broken my string, so I'm going to go reset. Here's the 7.62 by 39. The splash from these bullets, or the lead fragments going everywhere, are probably going to break this 550 cord every time, so I might have to reset. If you're interested in learning my sling technique, we can do that in another video. But this is going to help me be real steady. Oh yeah, it blew that target clear off of there. 308 Winchester. Overkill. I'm going to shoot this one right in the center. That one, surprisingly, did not knock it off the string, but I think you'll see why. Last round before we check the target, 7.62 by 54 Russian. This is the 203 grain, the heaviest bullet we've used so far. Fun gun to shoot. Guys, you should definitely pick one of these up. That one not only broke the string, but it knocked my whole target stand over. Alright, y'all, it is a little bit later because I had to come inside and charge my camera batteries, but here's the target. There's some pretty surprising results on here, so I'm going to try to reveal them just a little at a time. You remember maybe I didn't show you yet. Here's the 9mm hit. Again, this is what the target was designed for. There's no... There we go. There's no denting, just some splattering of the paint. Some rub off of the paint. Okay. Now, then we moved up to the 5.56 NATO. Right here. Look at that crater. This is the only one of the rounds, and you'll see what I mean in a little bit. This is the only one of the rounds that actually left a crater. It dug it out. And that's about, it's not very deep. Maybe it's 16th, but that's what that steel penetrator core, the M855. And there's no bulge out on the other side. Here is the 7.62 by 39. Now, I guess there is a little tiny bit of indentation there, not much. But what's interesting is when you look at the edge of the target, and maybe you can see, maybe you can't, it's bent. It bent that edge out. There it is. It bent that edge down a decent little bit. The next was probably the most surprising for me, and this is where I'm just going to get rid of this paper because everything after this is not a surprise. Whoop. The 308 Full Metal Jacket. Punched a hole clean through it. There's not much bulge out on the back. just pretty much a broken out chunk. Punch clean through. The next one is exactly what I expected to happen. This was the soft point on that Mosin, the 762x54. It left a little indentation, still not as much as the steel penetrator core out of the 5.56, but it left a little bit of indentation, and the full energy was transferred to this. The lead went out and around, and it bulged. Yeah, I can barely see it, so you can definitely not see it. Oh, maybe right there you can. See right here? That's the bulge out, where it bulged the back. It's not very much, and you can still probably shoot this quite a number of times with that round. But that's what it did. Probably the only one that I would not ever consider shooting it with again. That Full Metal Jacket. Now I have no doubt that if this would have been the Full Metal Jacket out of the Mosin, the 7.62x54, it probably would have gone through too. But I bought this target for shooting 9mm pistol. That's what I'm going to keep using it for. Yes, I suppose it's theoretically possible that a bullet could snake through there, but this target is overall still very useful for my purposes, even though it's got a hole in it now and it's a little bent up. I do have chain to replace this cord with. That'll help.